How's it going? We're live.
Live.
And you,
Hi-ho.
howdy ho. We're going to talk about power because Veronica craves power.
Always.
The most powerful person in the universe. I was having fun with my niece this weekend singing songs about how she was the champion baby,
Oh, yeah.
the most powerful baby in the universe.
Nice.
That
Is
little
she?
girl is 9 months old and is a full-on person already. Like, she can't even stand, but she's got all of the range of expressions and reactions. You know, sometimes babies are a little bit, normally babies are a little bit like, even at 9 months, but she is on it, man. She's crazy,
Nice.
crazy baby.
Crazy baby. Crazy baby. Crazy, 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 crazy.
She doesn't dance like Ellie, though.
No one dances like Ellie.
You gotta get on that.
I know, but she's been sick, so she's been like.
No, I mean,
really-
you gotta get his cousin baby.
My niece
Oh.
needs to start dancing like Ellie.
you just
The
gotta
one thing
show her.
that June, her name is June sees Eileen, my wife, and just starts smiling and laughing and waving her hands, and
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's.
she's a fan. She's a little fangirl.
Well, you know, it's weird because Ellie does the same thing with my sister, even though she doesn't really see my sister all that much.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's like a fan. Like you look familiar.
but
these
different, and
two.
that's entertaining. You look like my mom, but not exactly, and that is hilarious.
My sister doesn't look at
That
it.
is baby hilarious.
like her mom.
You got the Tootsie Roll song stuck in your head. You were singing that earlier, too.
Yeah. Too bad they weren't. They aren't easier to chew. I wish they were more like Rolos. I want a Rolos too.
Go get a Rolo then.
I haven't been able. Those and whatchamacallits are some of the hardest candies to find.
Really?
You can-
I feel like I've seen Rolos more recently than watching.
Like 1,000 grands are pretty easy to find, but they don't sell Crackle anymore. You can only get like the candy Halloween or the fun size for Halloween. I'm sure if I go to like a chocolate.
Yeah, you
bar-
can't find Mr. Goodbar outside the fun size either. The minis. Well, friends, shall we?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. The immortal words of Camilla Stenmark.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
The Daily Tech News Show is brought to you by you. Yes, you. It's global listener base, not outside organizations. To find out more, head to dailytechnewsshow.com/support.
This is the Daily Tech News for Monday, August 14th, 2017. I'm Tom Merritt, Veronica Belmont alongside, because Veronica craves power.
Power!
We're going to talk about power a couple of different ways. One submitted on our subreddit, and the other a unique way to use electric cars to save power, not spend power. We'll balance power. Anyway, balance of power. We're going to talk about the balance of power. We'll make it all clearer. But first, here are a few tech things you should know. Android Police's David Ruddock said this weekend that Android O might release August 21st, and then Evan Blass, aka EvLeaks, works for VentureBeat now, posted on Twitter that his sources, which are pretty reliable, say the release is in fact scheduled for the week of August 21st, possibly on the 21st itself. So Eclipse, Android O, is it the Android obscuration?
Android, oh my.
Android O, look at the Eclipse. Maybe look at George Takei.
Security researcher Marcus Hutchins, aka Malware Tech, also known as Malware Tech Blog, appeared in court in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on Monday, pleading not guilty to 6 charges of creating and distributing a banking Trojan, Kronos. The court has decided to allow Hutchins to work and use the internet again. A trial is scheduled for October.
Yeah, so he's going to be over here for a while. It's important for his career to let him do this. So I know that for him anyway, this is a huge decision, and it does imply that the court at least doesn't consider him to be a danger.
Yeah, like an immediate danger.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to go out and create another Trojan if that
Right.
is in fact what happened, which I don't believe is so.
They did restrict him from accessing the server that he used to stop the ransomware. The one.
Oh, is that so? Ugh,
Yeah, which I'm
that's weird.
curious about that. Google added 21 more languages to its speech-to-text recognition engine Monday for a total of 119 languages that it supports now. English speakers also get the ability to dictate an emoji by saying its name. So when you're using Google text-to-speech, or I'm sorry, when you're using speaking to Google, you can say smiling emoji, and the smiling emoji will show up.
I already know all the emoji names. I know a lot of their names because in Slack, it's faster for me to just type them rather than search for them.
Right.
And I even installed a plugin for Alfred, which is my primary search tool on OS X, that allows me to type in the emoji names to plug them into chat, like as a keyboard.
So you type poop a lot is what you're saying.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Now here are some more top stories. Lookout security researcher Michael Flossman wrote Thursday about 3 apps that made it in the Google Play Store and had the ability to secretly record audio and steal message logs. One of them was a modified version of Telegram. They could do some other things as well. Flossman identified more than 4,000 similar apps that have flooded other Android stores and distribution channels, some of them being sent to people as text messages and such. This has been going on since February. Lookout calls the family of malware Sonic Spy, though it goes under plenty of other app names, obviously. Some of the apps to keep an eye out for are Soniac, Hulk Messenger, and Troy Chat. Of course, Google has removed them from the App Store at this point, but if you did install those, you probably want to uninstall them.
Yeah, this is the hard thing about Google, isn't it? And the App Store is that it's a lot easier to get apps approved. There's very little process around that, and so things can sneak in.
Yeah, and Google has very good systems in place to stop malware, but it's not perfect, and so I wouldn't want to hammer on Google Play Store about this very much. Having a few slip through is not unusual when you have an open-ended Play Store. That's the trade-off. You also get a lot of advantages from that as well. But it does say, hey, still be careful who you're installing apps from. Certainly when you're doing third-party apps, be very, very careful.
Shonda Rhimes' production company, Shondaland, signed a multi-year deal to produce new content for Netflix. Rhimes told the Wall Street Journal, "I'm thrilled by the idea of a world where I'm not caught in the necessary grind of network television."
Wow. Okay, so a long time ago, a couple of years ago, Ted Sarandos famously said, "We're trying to become HBO before HBO becomes us." And that was around Netflix's strategy of originals like House of Cards, Stranger Things, etc. It feels to me today like Netflix is trying to become Disney before Disney becomes them. Because last week, of course, we heard that Disney has plans to launch their own streaming services. This week, within the past week, Netflix has signed David Letterman, the Coen brothers, and now Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah, and they're getting a lot new comic book content.
Right, and then they bought Miller World. Exactly. Yeah.
But it makes sense, too, especially because Disney has Marvel. And some,
Miller World does merchandise. You know,
Yeah.
Disney's huge into merchandise.
Are we seeing an emerging content war happening?
Definitely.
Maybe?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, there already was, but now they're really taking sides. The sides are becoming very delineated.
Well, because Shonda Rhimes, don't forget, her big hit, which she will continue to work on, Grey's Anatomy, is on ABC, a Disney-owned
ABC,
network.
a Disney network.
Netflix has one of their most successful franchises is the Marvel television series, like Luke Cage and Daredevil. Like, so they're frenemies to an extent.
That's true. That's true. They do have all that other Marvel stuff as well.
Yeah, but
Good point.
yeah, we'll talk about this more on Cord Killers if you're a subscriber to that.
But Tom, I'm not on that show.
You should be. You want to come on?
No, I'm good on podcasts for the moment. Thank you.
Fine. All right. Bitcoin passed $4,000 a coin on Saturday. The forked version Bitcoin Cash has not received all the attention it expected. And it's not doing badly. I don't mean to slam Bitcoin Cash, but a lot of people were worried about the effect it would have on Bitcoin. And it seems like Bitcoin has survived the fork. And so a lot of people are like, whew, Bitcoin's fine. Also, Bitcoin did implement the SegWit protocol, which frees up some space in the blocks. That makes transactions process faster. And there have been an increased number of initial coin offerings, or ICOs. Filecoin is one that recently a lot of people have been talking about. They've been very successful, and investors usually purchase their coins with Bitcoin. So if I'm going to go on the Filecoin ICO, I purchase my Filecoins with Bitcoin, which then increases the trade of Bitcoin, which can drive up the price as well.
I wish I had some Bitcoin.
Did you never get any when they were like virtually free?
No.
That is one of the best accidents I ever had.
Damn it.
I mean, still, $4,000 a coin is a lot. I'm not going to sneeze at it. You're not going to retire on it with a couple of Bitcoins, but who knows? I mean, over the years, it's been very volatile, but it has gone from like, can you believe Bitcoin's $200 to can you believe Bitcoin's $2,000? We'll see how long it stays at $4,000, but this is one of its biggest tests. A lot of people thought when Bitcoin Cash came along and forked things that it could hurt both of them, and it seems like Bitcoin has weathered it just fine.
Yeah, I mean the test of time so far has been pretty well in its favor.
Yeah.
Though I claim I am no expert in cryptocurrencies, not one of my fields of expertise.
8 to 10 years, and then genuinely.
Producer Roger Chang, we forgot to introduce you at the top of the show because you forgot to put yourself in there. But yes, what are you saying? 8 to 10 years for what?
Give it 8 to 10 years. Usually that's kind of an asset cycle.
8 to 10 years before what?
No, give it 8 to 10 years before you can see like it's
whether it's before you can judge. Yeah.
You're an asset cycle.
I love you too, Veronica. You know that.
A machine learning algorithm from OpenAI beat top world player Danilo Ishutin at Dota 2. I apologize if I butchered your name. The OpenAI algorithm trained by playing itself. Unlike games like Go, Dota 2 requires decisions to be made with imperfect information, showing a different skill for AI. For now, the AI can only play one-on-one with both sides playing the same hero, simplifying the game. Technology Review says some players report beating it after studying its play style. OpenAI plans to train the AI on the more common 5-player version of the game as well.
Yeah, this is a really big advance and a really cool thing. There is a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt being spread around it. This isn't the big, huge exponential advance that will cause the AI to take over. It's arguably a better advance than Go, but arguably not. They're two different things. One is, here's a closed-end problem. How good are you at solving it versus a human? Here's one that's imperfect information. How good are you at solving it? They're two different skills. And humans are good at both of them. Now AI is good at both of them. But yeah, requiring it to not only be the same hero, but it was one specific hero, I think Shadow Fiend, that they had to use for the test, means that no, you can't just put the AI in an open Dota 2 tournament and it'll win, but it is a huge advance for the AI's ability to deal with imperfect information and take complex action.
Yeah, I think games are a really interesting way to train AI too. They have become a very effective method for doing that. Did you talk about this on the Daily Tech News Brief on Flash Briefing?
Yeah, the StarCraft partnership.
Yeah.
And we talked about this
morning, by the way,
on it too. What's that?
I listen to your Daily Tech Briefings every morning on my Amazon
on your Flash Briefing, my Daily Tech Headlines briefings.
Yeah.
Well, good. Now you'll know what I've talked about.
It's the only one that doesn't make me want to slit my wrists.
Yeah, I can understand. But yeah, this is and this is something you do have some familiarity with, working in the bot industry. So this is pretty exciting stuff.
Very
so
cool.
when are Growbots going to start playing games?
Well, we kind of already a little bit of a gamified system, but I think we're not an actual AI system.
No Dota 2. Yeah.
No Dota anytime soon.
Fair enough. SP Sheridan submitted this story from interestingenergy.com. It's really just passing along a press release. The project described is a couple of years old now, but it is still going, and there is some reality even to the press release. The background here is also the background for our main topic today. Energy use fluctuates throughout the day. Engineers are always looking for better ways to store excess energy for use later. That's one of the issues with solar. This is why Tesla's doing Powerwall, is when the sun goes away at night or when it's cloudy, having the ability to pull energy back out that you stored is important. And that's not just important for solar. A California company has a potential solution called Advanced Rail Energy Storage, or ARES. They've been pushing it for several years, but it is intriguing. Rail cars carry heavy blocks of concrete to the top of a hill. It's a grade, not really like a steep hill. They do that when energy is plentiful. So you tap into the grid when it's got excess capacity, you push these train cars up the grade, and then when you need the power back, the cars roll downhill and return energy to the grid through the generators on the cars through regenerative braking. Ares claims they get 80% efficiency on this, and they've got a job. This isn't just lab technology. The Nevada Public Utilities Commission hired Ares to build a 50 megawatt project on 106 acres of public land in southern Nevada near Pahrump in Clark and Nye counties. So I think this is just, it's a really cool solution to the problem. There's lots of other solutions. Some of them may arguably be better, but I like this particularly because you don't have to have any natural resources. There's no water involved or anything like that.
Yeah, I think regenerative braking is a really interesting thing that, especially in electric vehicles and cars and machinery, can go a long way in not preserving energy, but returning a lot of it back into the system. And I think Tesla does that. Priuses do that.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat how they can make use of that.
Yeah, and this kind of gravity train is worth taking a look at. So, you can actually just go straight to the Ares website or go to interestingengineering.com and take a look at the video they have up on Vimeo from Bloomberg. Bloomberg covered this a while back as well. Folks, if you want to get all the tech headlines each day in about 5 minutes, be sure to subscribe to dailytechheadlines.com. All right, now, building on that energy topic, Ars Technica has an article today about a trial happening in Europe using parked electric cars to help balance the energy grid. So for grid managers, sometimes small amounts of power are necessary to regulate current frequency. This isn't exactly the same thing as what we were just talking about. It's more about a lot of energy is going one place or another, and they need to keep it in sync. I don't pretend to know enough about the electrical grid to explain it to you, but I get where they're like, we just need to pull in a little power right now to keep everything synced up when you're using AC. And apparently, large numbers of charging vehicles can cause an imbalance as well. So you've got two sides of this situation going, and two-way electric vehicle connections could help solve both of them because the cars could then feed the power back into the grid.
Yeah, they're essentially portable batteries. They're giant portable batteries, and when you do have that two-way connection built in, it can then feed energy back into the system, like you said, balancing it out when there's, a fluctuation of some kind, or maybe a brownout. I don't really know. That would be an extreme situation, I think, probably, that maybe they wouldn't be able to support. But I think it's a really cool idea, and it's just, we have to think of electric cars as something that are definitely going to be a huge part of our grid in the very near future. They already really are. And it's only going to increasingly become a situation where there's going to be large spaces of places where cars are going to charge.
Yeah.
And that's only going to grow and grow.
And a large number of cars charging at once in certain situations. Everybody gets to the, the concert and plugs in the parking garage.
Or everyone comes home from work at the end of the day and is plugging
yeah.
in at their houses, and then those residential grids go under strain, especially with fast charging and things like that being built in. So it could have a pretty pronounced difference.
Now, one of the keys to making this happen is a two-way connection. That is a platform that needs to be developed. So that's what's going on in Europe. They're using parked electrical vehicles as spare batteries. They started the trial about a year ago, late August 2016. It's combo of Enel, which is an Italian electrical utility, Nissan providing the chargeable cars, and a platform developed by a company called Nuve, a California company that's using technology developed at the University of Delaware. So there's 100 cars across Europe doing this. And then here's the kicker, Veronica. If you're in Denmark, you can get paid to do this.
Oh, sweet.
Nissan Europe's Director of Energy Services, Francisco Carranza, said that a fleet of 10 Nissan ENV200 vans earned 1,300 euros over the year. So it's about $1,500.
That's a nice incentive
to be parked.
Yeah.
You're getting paid to be parked.
It's kind of funny how there's been a lot of financial incentive to like jump on the electric vehicle train, and this is just the latest in that kind of thing. But it's like, why not? If you're going to be parked there anyway, what is the potential downside? I mean, there wouldn't be a situation where your power is being drained from your vehicle. You know, I mean, I don't see a reason why people wouldn't want to be involved.
That's the trial here, is to make sure, like, okay, we don't want to accidentally just empty somebody's battery. Let's make sure the system works in a way that's beneficial to everybody, and that's what they're doing here. But yeah, if you agree to do this, you defray the cost of your car, you defray the cost of parking potentially, and you provide a tool to help the electrical grid manage itself better. I could see, if this is a successful trial that gets implemented, being able to say, okay, well, you know, if you're parked in long-term storage, maybe we can drain your battery as long as we promise to get it back up to charge by the time you return from your trip, which, you know, databases in the internet can help make that happen.
I was drawing smiley faces.
Because you're so happy about the idea.
I'm just so happy about the future. Yeah.
Of a market-based approach.
I was just leaving a little note for the next person who was going to be in here. In the room. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is fantastic. And I can't wait to see where else it goes. Thanks to everybody who participates in our subreddit and gets us stories like Gravity Train and this one about getting paid to park your electric car. Get into our subreddit and join in on the fun. You can either submit stories or just vote. Voting's really helpful. dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com. And of course, you can also kick around some ideas with everybody else at our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/dailytechnewsshow. Let's check in with Chris Christensen, who spotted some new tech for boarding for travel in his Tech and Travel Minute.
This is Chris Christensen from Amateur Traveler with another Tech and Travel Minute. If my sound sounds a little different today, it's because I'm coming to you from a cabin in a Holland America cruise ship in Livorno, Italy. But today we're not talking about cruise ships, we're talking about flying. An article caught my eye from The Independent talking about using facial recognition instead of boarding passes, and this is apparently something that is happening. It's something that the article says will shorten security lines. I'm not sure about that, but it is an interesting option that instead of having a boarding pass, you'll use your face. Part of the idea is there are 3.8 billion people flying this year. They expect that to double over the course of the next 20 years, so something needs to be done to handle things efficiently. One trial has been going on in Brisbane, Australia, where passengers enroll their passport, boarding card, and face image at check-in, and then use that throughout the various control points. At the boarding gate, you simply look into a camera and then you go through. One advantage of this over some of the other places where faces have been used for security is it seems like someone would probably be able to tell if you held up a picture instead. My question, though, is will it really shorten the security lines? Because it seems to me, from my experience, that more people are slowed down by the x-ray machines and scanners and people who don't know whether they're there than the document scanning. So I'm not really sure that this is a solution, but as far as technology goes, it's pretty cool. I'm Chris Christensen from Amateur Traveler.
Well, so that we've done stories about Singapore's airport doing this. We've done stories about Delta trialing this in the U.S. Now I hear Brisbane's doing this. It does seem like at least boarding and the ID part of check-in and security lines could get simpler.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, just having something like GOES, for example, or TSA Pre or Clear, even those steps have made such a big difference in ease of boarding. But they take a long time to get, approvals for. Mm-hmm. But it's the price you pay for that, I guess.
Yeah,
but these methods seem a lot better.
Clear is part of the using fingerprint boarding in for Delta, and not facial recognition in that case. And I know I've gotten to the point with Clear where I think I know the proper way to put my thumb on it to make it work. But there's always somebody in front of me or behind me that's having an issue because it's not.
I thought it's for your forefingers.
They always have me do my thumb. They always have me do my thumb.
What?
Yeah. Because the other fingers sometimes don't work.
Oh, I've always they definitely they'll stand there and be like rant, rant,
Yeah.
rant, rant, like
They
try to
need to
smush
help
your
you.
hands on there.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it needs to
I
be
got
the
this.
right amount of pressure and the right positioning, and till
Right.
that becomes more forgiving. I'm not convinced about the speed. So
Well, you can always just wear someone else's skin.
that is harder.
You can warg.
Yeah, you could warg in through Hodor,
Yeah.
and then he'll make sure that the door doesn't close on you.
That's
before
right.
Plane's done boarding. Alec wrote in, said, Tom, Veronica, and Roger, greetings from gloomy and stormy Fayetteville, Arkansas. My old college roommate writes for the main newspaper here in Arkansas, covering mostly agricultural business and supply chain. Read Tyson Foods. Hang in there. His article for this Sunday's paper involved pasture-raised chicken and blockchain, of all things. Fairly interesting use case, and I figured I'd pass it along. My apologies if this confuses Scott Johnson even more in regards to blockchain. You're going to give Scott a complex. He thinks he's got a handle on it now, to be honest. Anyway, from the article that his friend wrote for the Fayetteville paper, consumers will soon be able to use their cell phones to scan a QR code on packaged poultry goods from Grassroots Farmers Cooperative and follow the route the product took from farm to fork, as they say, according to General Manager Cody Hopkins. So they're trying this in San Francisco, Veronica. You should try to find some Grassroots Farmers Cooperative packages in the store. See if you can scan the QR code.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
And then it'll tell you, like, this package originated on this farm, took this truck route. Like, you can follow the entire thing the whole way. And it's easy to do because you've got the blockchain, which can't be messed with. It's easily verifiable. So more and more interesting applications of the blockchain popping up, not just in financial industries. Thank you for that, Alec. Alec also says, living in such close proximity to Walmart headquarters, I get inundated with the latest and greatest news and services that they are working on, how they are fighting back against Amazon. I know you all have talked a lot about Amazon grocery delivery and the Blue Aprons of the world, but I hadn't heard anything about Walmart's grocery pickup. While Walmart's app and website are a nightmare at best, the dedicated grocery app seems to be pretty rock solid, and a good number of my coworkers and friends use it. The idea is simple. You order everything online or through the app, and then check in on your way to pick up. Pull into a numbered stall. They bring everything out for you. Is this something that has made it way out to you all in California? And if so, have you tried it? How does it compare to the slew of other options? From the looks of it, they are starting to roll out delivery options as well. And I could say in LA, it's mostly you either do it the old-fashioned way or have it delivered. I don't know that a lot of people go pull into stalls to get the groceries pulled out for them. How about you, Veronica?
No, I've never seen that. Yeah, I stopped doing delivery a while ago just because it's never right. It saves me more time to just go to the grocery store and get the stuff myself than have to figure out how to explain exactly what I need. That's a different issue. But yeah, I have not seen the stall type situation.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's out here. It's just not as prevalent.
Maybe not. Maybe because we don't have as much parking at grocery stores. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Yeah, that could be a big part of it. And I think there's enough delivery competition out here that it's harder to get people to think, oh, well, I'll order online and then go get it. Mm-hmm. I do not use grocery delivery myself for very similar reasons, though. And I wonder if there is a segmentation there where grocery delivery will continue to be developed and a good business model for a certain segment of the audience. But I don't think it kills grocery stores because so many of us do want to see stuff in person. I could see even a combo where I say in a head, like, okay, imagine this. It's integrated with Our Groceries app. And I can say, order everything ahead of time except for the fresh produce, right? Mm-hmm. And so it knows the brand of oatmeal that I like. It knows all those brands and it keeps those preferences. And then I show up and all I have to do is go pick out my meats, pick out my dairy, maybe pick out my fruits and vegetables, and then go up to the counter and say, oh yeah, I'm order number 327, and all the other stuff is there for me.
That would be cool. Yeah, because I mean, I buy in primarily the same things every weekend when I go grocery shopping. And so I know that I've got like these 6 things that I always need to get. So then if I just want to go and shop around a little bit of time, and I don't know, it's like I almost feel like I either want to go or I don't want to go.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind some of it being pre-selected. Roger, what do you think?
I prefer no, because really at the end of the day, you're still going and you're still doing the legwork. So it's
You might as well just do it.
you might as well do it. It might save you time, but I don't think it saves you that much time. Because
You mean if you
gotta
did a
check out
Walmart version where you'd pull in and they put it in the car for you?
The thing with that is I'm kind of the jerk that when I select my milk, I grab the one in the far back to get the date. That
Yeah,
expires.
same.
You know what I mean? Like, so typically what I think they'll do is they'll take the stuff from the front because that's what expires first and they need to get rid of it.
It's easier.
So,
yeah. And it's path of least resistance.
Yeah, and then we all, but things like when Safeway bought out Webvan.com, they already do their own sort of shopping for you if you want to pay for that service. So I mean, there's just so many different ways to do it, but I still prefer going to the actual supermarket because it gets me out of the house. And more importantly, I'm the jerk that pulls the milk from all the way in the back because I want it to expire 2 days later than the rest of the milk.
Grocery shopping, delivery, and convenience for non-jerks. That's what we figured
Not jerk,
out.
just smart shopping. Okay.
You say jerk, I say smart. Let's call the whole thing up. I do that for some things. I'm not going to lie. It depends. There's certain things where I know I'm going to eat it fast enough that date doesn't matter because it's far enough in advance. But half and half, I'm always looking for the longest expiration date on the half.
But half and half stays around the longest.
I know. But Eileen is the only one who drinks it, and she drinks like an eyedropper amount per coffee.
Because
So
it's just for coffee.
yeah.
So Tom, what you do is you make whipped cream out of the rest of it, just as it's about to turn.
Oh.
Wait, did you learn this somewhere? How do we do this?
I'm gonna do that next
Oh,
time.
it's super easy.
That's
For whipped cream,
yeah.
you just pour the cream in a bowl, add a
Whip
little
it.
bit of sugar.
No
and
sugar.
just a little bit of maple syrup,
No.
and then you just whip it good.
I'll whip it. I won't add the sugar.
Then you won't okay.
It won't stiffen up though. You need something to make it stiffen up.
Yeah.
Just stop
It's
buying
actually
whatchamacallits, Roger, and then you can afford to put sugar in your whipped cream.
Yeah. No more
Maybe
candy
if I
bars.
grind the whatchamacallits into a fine
Make
powder.
them your sweet.
But I will tell you that adding a little bit of bourbon does not help with getting your peaks nice and high.
I can imagine
Because the
not.
alcohol would probably
Well,
break down.
do you mean
Yeah.
adding a little bourbon to the whipped cream or to the whipper?
To the whipped cream.
Yeah. So you could put as much bourbon in the person.
Oh
whipping
yeah,
it
the
as
person
possible.
can have as much as they want.
All right. Good. Fair enough. Well, thank you all for listening. And of course, Veronica Belmont is all over the internet. You can find her on botzine.org, at irlpodcast.org. What all you got going on?
That's all I have time for right now. I mean, I haven't been adding to it as much as I would like to, but I also do have another podcast called Dogs I've Seen Today that you can find on Anchor or iTunes. I will do an update today though, because there's a dog I really want to tell everyone about that I saw.
Is this
or
the one that
IRL
was going to school?
No, where did you see that?
saw that on
You
Twitter.
tweeted it? Wasn't that
Yeah.
dog amazing? That dog was
Yeah.
so happy to go to school. Go check out my
So-
Twitter if you want to see a really happy dog who's excited to go to school.
Very excited to go to school. So yeah, go check that out as well as irlpodcast.org.
There it is. The first. Why are there only 2 episodes? There's supposed to be 3 episodes. That's weird.
I see 4 episodes. The Care and
Oh,
Feeding of Your
oh,
Troll
two more,
is
two
the
more.
most recent one. Yeah.
No, for dogs I've seen today. Roger.
Oh,
showed me
Dogs I've Seen Today. Yeah.
There's supposed to be more.
Go find them all. Collect them all. Thanks to everybody who supports the show at patreon.com/DTNS. We could not be here without you. And right now we're in the middle of our regular survey. We want to hear from everyone. Just fill out the latest survey at dailytechnewsshow.com/survey. We promise it won't even take 10 minutes. And there is a question about coffee on there, as well as a couple other questions to just make it more fun than just filling out a normal, boring survey. So once again, please, if you haven't done it already, and thanks to all of you who have, go to dailytechnewsshow.com/survey. Our email address is feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. We're live Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 2030 UTC at alphageekradio.com and diamondclub.tv. Our website is dailytechnewsshow.com, and we'll be back tomorrow with Patrick Beja. Talk to you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
That was a fun show.
Was
And interesting.
fun and interesting.
Maybe educational. We'll see.
Maybe educational, but always fun.
What should we call it?
Veronica Craze Power.
What should we call it? That's the whatchamacallit
You're an
theme.
asset cycle. Android Oh
encourage it.
My. The balance of power.
Oh, I like the
voice-
balance of power. That's pretty good.
Shonda Flicks.
Shonda Flicks.
Any friends of Shonda's is a frenemy of Disney.
Hmm.
You're an asset cycle. Or
You're
your
an
asset,
asset
cycle. Aries, the god of energy storage. The other one is Aries, the Sisyphus of energy storage.
Wow.
That actually probably makes more sense.
Netflix just announced a comedy series starring Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin.
Can Michael Douglas still do anything? What's going
Oh,
on?
yeah. What are you kidding? You kidding me?
Yeah.
Pretty old.
He's still kicking, though.
You're thinking of Michael Douglas from like Jewel in the Nile or Romancing the Stone. That was a young.
Are they different? I'm confused.
I think Roger's what he's trying to say is that I'm still thinking Michael Douglas is exactly the same way as he was in Romancing the Stone.
Oh,
Is that right?
see.
Remember that movie? You don't
Yes.
remember the movie?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes, we do.
Gladiators and Chill, Shonda and Chill. Roger loves Veronica. So you type poop a lot. Can I park my energy in your parked car? Sounds kind of dirty, but I like it. Whip It Good. My favorite store is the Jerk Store. Shopping for non-jerks. Really, Veronica Craze Power is at the top. Top. Veronica Bellamonte Tech News Show.
Yeah, no. Remember, I explained that earlier.
Bourbon
That's my
for the
typo.
win.
I don't know. What do you guys like?
Everyone's voting Veronica Craze Power.
I like You're an Asset Cycle because not only did Veronica say it snarkily to Roger, but it actually applies to the idea of using your electric car as an asset for power cycling.
Sure. I shall vote for it.
Okay.
Do you buy it? Do you buy it?
Sure.
Would you
Sounds good, y'all.
All right. Fine. Done.
You're-
Motion carried. You're an asset.
It's not urine, though, right? It's you.
No, you're
Yeah.
an asset cycle.
You
Okay.
were an asset, not you're an asset. Urine.
Got it. That's a different show altogether.
Yes, it
You're an
is.
asset. That's something you store separately.
Someone who obviously doesn't know me very well is calling.
The whole gravity thing is very interesting because they've been thinking some other ways. Basically, think of like a large grain silo, and you just have a large, heavy metal disc, and you would have a set of those. They all be carried up during the day when the sun's out and powers the motor to craze it, and then at night it would slowly lower, basically doing generating electricity as it gets pulled down by gravity. So a lot of cool, innovative things, but the train works pretty well because you can, if you have enough space to spare, you could make it as high capacity as you need it.
Well, that's the cool thing about Nevada, right? Is they can just put it out in the empty desert, not taking up resources from farming. They don't have to pump water in there or have it be near a river or anything like you do with a lot of the water-based solutions, and just build the track.
That's rad.
Yeah, it just needs to be, on the grid. So you got to run wires to it.
Wires. Or do they? Or can they just power up like little Tesla wall batteries that you pick up after work and you drive home and you just hang it on your wall, taking the old one out?
Nope, that's not how the gravity train works.
No, I mean you would use a gravity train at night and you would use it to charge.
Yeah, but that's I was talking about where to locate the gravity train.
I'll tell you where to locate it. Oh, I didn't even get a chuckle out of Veronica.
Oh, sorry. I was reading about Nazis.
Oh, don't do that.
I
get
can't.
enough-
That's all
They
there
get
is
enough-
to read about.
They get enough attention these days.
Anywho,
Well, that didn't bring the conversation down.
screeching halt.
See, now I got it.
Apple just changed the App Store logo? Oh. It's less skeuomorphic. So instead of being a brush, a pencil, and a bar, it's just 3 bars. Popsicle sticks. 3 popsicle sticks. Because when you're in the App Store, that's gonna make you hungry for popsicles. Stop reading about things that upset you.
Sorry.
That was both of you this time.
I'm just reading about Kim disappearing for a while. Little Kim. As I call her.
Little Kim the rapper? Okay, well, that's not so bad. If you're just reading a music-based story.
Yes, music based.
I'm really intrigued by this Sling TV exec going over to Pandora. I think that's really interesting.
They're going to sling some Pandora at you.
I may not talk about the newest models of Roku TVs on Cord Killers, so I can make room for that. We're going to have a jam-packed Cord Killers today.
So slow.
Cord killers.
We're going to kill all the cords.
No, I need the one that powers my TV.
Okay, we won't kill that one. We'll leave that one alone for you. For you.
All right. I got to get back to work, fam.
All righty.
Okay.
I will see you on the flip side.
Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. But
Bye.
remember, have a great day.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. I got
Why? What? What do you want?
Are you paying it forward with smileys?
Yeah. I just want people to see something and be like, oh, thanks.
That's why I tweet pictures of puppies.
Here we go. What, Roger?
What were you
What?
going to ask?
Oh, you didn't hear it? You didn't hear anything?
Nope.
No.
You can. Nothing?
No.
No.
Oh, you mean...
Wherever you are, whatever you do, have a nice day. Sky Radio 8FM.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
The best
get
way
one
to
of those
leave
in.
someone.
You gotta have a nice day. Because, man, if you don't, it's just going to be annoying for the rest of the week.
Have a nice day. Have a good day. We used to have a guy who lived in our building in Oakland. Anytime he'd see you, he's real nice. He'd say hello, and then when you leave, have a good day.
Was he short?
Yeah, shortish.
Was he perhaps a little of the older age group?
He wasn't too much. I'd say he was like 10 years older than me.
So in the 50s?
No.
40s?
I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I assume he grew up in the 60s and 70s.
No, I'm just saying his age. So he was in his 50s or 40s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, he would have been late 40s, early 50s back then. It was a while ago. Sky Radio. Hey, I want you to help me keep an eye on emails regarding the post show.
Yes.
So that we can read them. There was one from Sonia. Sonia, the Miss Music teacher.
Music teacher. Let's see.
She wrote it to me. Maybe we should hold it till tomorrow since she wrote it to Patrick.
And it was recently?
It was 6 days ago.
Okay.
And I keep forgetting to bring it up.
August 8th. I see it. I'll drop it in when I make the new rundown.
Yeah, and then don't put it in the main rundown because I want to read it in the post show since it regards post show stuff. Because otherwise, people who only listen to the main show won't understand what it's referring to.
Well, no, but I mean, I'll stick it at the bottom.
Okay, yeah, and then make sure I don't forget about it.
Like I'll stick it after you.
Yeah. Put it in the post rundown. Perfect. Sky Radio.
Yeah, it's very catchy. They did a good job. Those Dutch. Also did a good jump.
Makes me
rope.
think of the Dutch person in Dunkirk, which I saw yesterday.
All these movies everyone sees. I need to see some.
You have to be able to leave your house to see them.
Yeah.
It's difficult, I know. All right, I'm about to publish Shonda Rhimes on the AM FM. You're an asset cycle. Okay. You're an asset cycle. Hooray. Anything else going on before we get out of here?
No, I think
for the people.
I think we're done with the show. Just stay tuned for Patrick Beja Mañana.
That's correct. BioCow mentions there was some crunchy audio during Tech and Trade. Yes, we noticed that too, and I'm not sure where it came from. I heard it on my end, so my guess is it's actually in the file, and I just didn't play far enough in to catch it earlier. So apologies for that. And keep on keeping on with the survey responses. Got 301 of them so far, so we want to hear from every single one of you.
Clam-tastic.
And then we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye. You know, we should do for the quarterly analyst call. Oh, wait, I pressed the wrong button. Goodbye.